Hello there, and welcome to the Real Sim Racing Asphalt Assault Series presented by Inside Sim Racing TV and Derek's Experience Designs. This week, we're going to be here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Asphalt Assault Series. Kyle, what do you think is going to happen today?
Oh, we're going to see a lot of great racing here. This racetrack is very famous, for the Indy 500, for the Indianapolis Brickyard 400. So we're going to have these nationwide cars on this track, and I think we're going to see some really good racing. I know last week we saw a lot of great green flag racing, so I'm not expecting anything less than that.
And talking about last week, for the folks that haven't tuned in last week, they were at Chicagoland, and we're going to update you on how people finished last week there. Taking home the victory and getting max points was Bobby Terrell. Finishing second in that race was CJ LeVere. Third was Matt Lacrosse. Fourth was Stefan Marnick. Fifth was Jimmy North. Sixth was Clint Monahan. Seventh was Boy McGuire. And eighth was Josh Gerlach. And ninth was Jason Lester. And 10th was Steven Almindo.
11th place in that race was Brian Harvey, and then we had 12th place with Bobby Wessel, and then we got Jay Randall Watkins in 13th, Nathan Bowers in 14th. Our very own Dakota Ehrman, although had a great car, was only able to get the 15th place finish there. 16th was Douglas Wyatt, 17th was Joshua Harbison. 18th was John Wilco, 19th was Augusto Gabaldoni, and 20th was Josh Cheney.
21st was Barry Hines, 22nd was John Chief Ellers, 23rd was Jimmy Jones, 24th was Rhett McBride, 25th was Keith Brooks Jr., 26th was Joey Hilton, 27th Doug Roth, 28th Marvin Tumar Jr., 29th Frank Kunz, 30th Mark Bratcher, and 31st was Glenn Campbell. So with the way that kind of shaped out, it was like I was saying, Bobby Terrell maxed out his points, getting 48, had most laps led. CJ LeVere did lead 33 laps in that race, and Matt Lacrosse led 21 laps in that race. Now we're going to switch over to how the championship point standings is looking out. A little bit different look now is Steven Marnick still has the point lead over a race lead on CJ LeVere. He has 57 more points on him, and the big key factor in that one is you look at through the standings. Stefan has about 5 wins, 12 top 5s, and 17 top 10s to CJ LeVere's 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 15 top 10s.
Yeah, you're right on that. You know, if you look at Bobby Terrell, he's actually the one here with the most wins with 6. But what's really holding him back, which is the reason why he's 72 points behind, you gotta take a look at those top 10 finishes. 12 versus Stefan's Marinek's 17. So when Bobby Terrell is not having a good day, he's really not having a good day. And then we have Matt Lacrosse there in 4th place. He's only 81 points behind with 1 pole, 1 win. Same amount of top 10s as Bobby Terrell. But, in order for Bobby Terrell to really get up there and CJ LeVere, something's going to have to give with Stefan Marinek. But with the way he's been racing these past few weeks, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Or now, since we're still on the topic of wins and who has wins in here, if you go a little bit further down the list, in 13th and 14th, you got Jose Gonzalez. He's got 3 wins, and you got David Lanza, who's got 2 wins. Those looks to be pretty much your only people so far, and also Eric Brundle's in 22nd position, who have got wins so far in this series. And this has definitely been a tough series to compete in. It's fixed setups, and there's some pretty big prizes on the end of the line here if you can come home in first place. Why don't you tell us about that, Kyle? Well, while we just kind of figure out the papers there for what the prizes are, we're going to tell you a little bit more about the point standings. So 5th is Clint Monahan, 6th is Brian Harvey. That's Clint's 175 points behind, and Brian is 194 points out. So pretty safe to say that basically those guys down are all mathematically eliminated from this championship. But still a long way to go for racing, and a lot can happen. You got Rick McBride in 7th. 8th is John Abbott. 9th is Brian McGuire. 10th is Douglas Watt.
Ninth place we had Bew McGuire, and 10th place we got Douglas Wyatt. 11th place was Glenn Campbell right now. He's 253 points back, with Doug Roth right behind him in 12th place, 257 back. So we got a good battle here between 10th and 12th to get in that top 10 in points. You look back here, we got Jimmy North. He's in 15th place. Some notables: Jimmy North. He's a pretty good guy. He's one of our ETV guys. So we like to see him get up there in that points a little bit more. What do you say, Kyle?
Yeah, I would definitely like to see local guys that help out on ETV getting up there. And actually, I did just get the paper passed to me for the prizes. Winner at the end of the season gets a Fanatic wheel stand mount from Fanatic, and also a button box from Derek Spears Designs. So definitely some big prizes at the end of there. I know I would really want to get that button box also.
Yeah, it would definitely be good. Better than a warping desk that I got.
Yeah, I have to agree. My desk is also pretty beat up, but that's kind of what has to happen when you're sim racing here. So definitely some interesting moments here. We're really excited to see how Indianapolis is going to play out tonight. And for that, we're going to send it down trackside for the national anthem with the Cactus Cuties.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Asphalt Assault Series presented by Inside Sim Racing TV and Derek Spears Designs. Now we're going to take you through the lineup here, starting on the pole on the number 4 machine. That's going to be CJ Levere. To his outside, that's going to be Dakota Ehrman. Starting in the second row, in third place is Rhett McBride. To his outside, Stefan Marnick in fourth. Starting on the third row, Bobby Terrell, and to his outside, Matt Lacrosse. In row number 4, you're going to have Eric Arnold. Starting in the 7th position, rolling to his outside is going to be Glenn Campbell. Starting in the 5th row, it's going to be David Lanza, and to his outside, John Abbott. Starting in the number 6 row is going to be Josh Cheney, and to his outside, Brian Harvey. Starting row number 7, on the inside is going to be Clint Monahan, to his outside, Jimmy North. On row number 8, you're going to have Jay Randall Watkins, to his outside, Jimmy Jones. And Aaron Trescott is going to be rolling off in row number 9 to the inside, to his outside, Steven Almindo. And row number 10 is going to be Keith Brooks Jr., and to his outside, Nathan Bowers. Rolling off row number 11, Mark Bratcher on the inside, to his outside is going to be Doug Roth. Starting in row number 12, Marvin Turnmeyer Jr., to his outside, Bo McGuire. Starting in row number 13, Bobby Wessel is going to be on the inside, to his outside, Barry Hines. Starting row number 14, John Lester on the inside, to his outside, Frank Kunz. And row 15, John Schaeff-Ellers on the inside, to his outside, Douglas White. 31st is going to be John Wilco, and rounding out your field on row number 16, Lauren Lawson, who unfortunately is an admin and screwed up and joined the race. But she's not going to be running. So that's going to be your starting field here for 65 laps around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And so it's going to be a interesting race here. Long way to go. Indianapolis has always been a unique situation here. It's a rectangle track. There's 4 distinct corners. Usually people are used to having 2 corners kind of blended together, but since this is a rectangle, you're going to have 4 distinct corners here. It's fast paced, and it's also a momentum track. So if you mess up, say especially turn 2 and turn 4, coming down the front straightaway, and you get loose, you're going to be going backwards in a hurry. So other things here, we're kind of just waiting for Kyle Lent to load up in the server. He's just finishing up some downloads here. As people kind of figured out on the iRacing server, we did get a new update yesterday. So that's going to be fun. It's also going to make it a challenge for these drivers. They've been probably practicing all day trying to figure out what this new build has done to these cars in terms of tire wear and how these cars will handle through the corners. As they're working on to turn 3 here, lights are out on top of the pace car here. When they come down to the start-finish line, it's going to be CJ Rivera leading the field, to his outside, Dakota Ehrman. So I guess all I can say now is you're going to have to get ready, pull those belts tight, and we're going to have 65 hang on to that wheel, white knuckle racing. As the pace car is working down the front straightaway here, it's going to pull off and make that left-hand turn onto pit road, and there goes CJ Rivera right away as they come down the start-finish line. As CJ Rivera pulls in front of Dakota Ehrman here, as their guys are just starting to figure themselves out, get into single-file racing, because you don't really want to be going 2x2 through these corners, because if you're on the outside, you're going to get freight trained in a hurry. So as they work their way into turn 2 right now, CJ Rivera leading the field, Dakota Ehrman in second, Rhett McBride third, and to behind him, Stefan Marinac, as these guys have now all filed out single file, all 30 trucks here, or 30 cars, sorry. As they're working their way into turn 3, CJ Rivera is going to clip the outside wall a little bit, getting into turn number 3. That's going to allow Dakota Ehrman to try to close in on that back bumper, trying to get him loose into these corners. As they're working down the front straightaway, Dakota Ehrman hard into the outside wall, and a little bit further back, Steven Marinac is also going to get into the outside wall. That's also second and fourth. And like I said, you got to be careful when you hit the walls coming out of 2 and 4, because of how long the straightaways are, as you can definitely lose a lot of time and a lot of ground on these guys ahead of you. A little bit further back in the pack here, around the 9th position, you got David Lanza, as Dakota Ehrman has pulled off the track, so obviously he slapped the wall pretty hard, knocked the toe out of that car. So tough break for Dakota Ehrman, not even 2 laps in. As a little bit further up, we got a battle for the second position between Rhett McBride and Stefan Marinac. As Stefan Marinac works on the inside here, I'm pretty sure Rhett McBride's going to let him go, as there goes Steven Marinac to his inside, no problem there. The Bobby Terrell and the 7 machine is going to let him back in. As they're working their way, still CJ Levere pulling away from the field right now. He's almost got a full second lead, or actually probably about 7/10 of a second lead on all these guys behind him. As a little bit further back in the pack, you got a battle between Eric Arnold and the number 21 machine of Matt Lacrosse, as they're going to sort themselves out here, as the 44 machine of Glenn Campbell's seeing if he can capitalize on the misfortunes of the 21 machine of Matt Lacrosse here. So Lacrosse going a little bit backwards right now, but it looks like they've all kind of sorted themselves out. As still CJ Levere way out front. He's as the caution flag is out, getting reports from the guys down below that the 86 car just went around. As yep, that was Aaron Trescott. We're gonna load that up on the replay and gonna tell you what happened. They were racing behind him between Jay Randall Watkins, Brian Harvey, just some close racing, no give. And all take there, and those two got together, kind of went into the back of Aaron Trescott, turned him around. So tough break for all three of those guys. Hard racing on lap 3. So still a long way to go. As we're working under our first caution here, so tough break. All involved was, so unfortunately, the 66 machine got together with the 77 machine. Like I said, 3 laps in, hard racing, so unfortunate for all of them. So the guys collected in that one is the 86 machine, the 66, and the 77 as we're working under our first caution here. So far, CJ Levere kind of set sail on everybody. He got a 1.3 second lead on the field on the first caution.
Yeah, we're looking back at this caution. It seems like the 66 car just went down on the 77, which made the 77 get into the back of that 86 car. So the 86 car just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and just tough racing there.
Yeah, but it also comes back to the point that, like I said, there was no give there. It was all take, and unfortunately 3 laps in on a 65 lap race, especially around Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where you can click laps off and almost at a minute, you got to have some give because it's still very early. As now some of these guys are going to dive onto pit road. The first one, oh, somebody hit the commitment cone, as you see the commitment cone go across the track there, and the guy that's going to stay out is going to be Bobby Terrell.
Yeah, we gotta think about 3 laps in. What are these guys doing? How are scuffs really important here? Now, is scuffs gonna make these cars faster? What's going on?
At the same time, too, it's also early on in the race, so if you do make a mistake and yeah, you have scuffed tires on your car, and well, if it doesn't agree with your car, then you realize that maybe later on in the race, you better take 4 tires instead of going with none, because instead of going backwards, you can hold on to your position and try to make some passes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bobby Terrell stayed out on pit road, or stayed out as well as Matt Lacrosse and John Abbott. Right side, we just got word from the booth that the 47 car of Eric Arnold just took 2 tires, and the rest were all 4-tire pit stops, with CJ Levere getting out in front of Stefan Marinek, and then who do we have after that?
We got, so, like you're saying, Eric Arnold took 2 tires. Behind him, you got Glenn Campbell, David Lanza, Josh Cheney, but right behind Eric Arnold is the 4 machinist CJ Levere. So definitely some interesting strategy going on. These guys, some of these guys got no tires, some of these guys have 2 tires, and the rest of the field has 4 tires. So it's going to be a definitely interesting strategy. Even though they only got 4 laps on these tires, it still makes a huge difference, especially in the iRacing server. Sometimes these cars can fall off almost a second after 10 laps. And especially at a track like Indy, where you have to hit your marks every single time, because if you don't, you're going to have some horrible lap times, and the field's just going to eat you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Indianapolis is all about hitting your marks. just your braking points, getting into one and getting off the first corner and setting up your second corner. And if you even get just slightly loose off turn 2 or turn 4, you're gonna get freight trained. Especially with the horsepower of these cars, and with I believe that I'm sure they have some sort of draft with these cars. I'm just thinking with Eric Arnold that I'm really thinking that his crew chief wanted to try 2 tires early just to see if that might work later on in the race.
Yeah, and definitely going to be a strategy that they want to try out now. Like I said, if it works now, that's awesome. You get to put that in the back pocket, pull that out later on in the race. If it doesn't work, you basically tear that card up and say, nope, we're not doing that again. And you talk about the draft, the B cars, and the nationwide cars, and the truck series, they definitely had huge draft. So draft is going to come into importance. If you can break that draft like CJ Lever did with how big of a lead he got, and he can pull away from the field, that's amazing. But at the same time, too, if you can't get that person off your back bumper, you're going to get pretty loose, and you're just going to have to hang on and just hope that you can hold that person off, because the draft, unfortunately, in the iRacing server is a little strong, and they need to fix it at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. But even with that draft, I don't think CJ Lever is going to be in 7th for very long. I expect him to get up to the front pretty quickly.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, especially on that first run. He looked pretty strong, checking out to almost a 1.3 second lead after 4 laps. Now, granted, Dakota Erman had a pretty tough break by slamming that outside wall, not even 2 laps in, breaking the toe on that car, and I'm pretty sure they either brought it behind the wall or they got most of the damage fixed. So, definitely a tough break for Dakota Erman. And actually, they didn't bring it behind the wall. They got all the repairs that they needed to get done on that car. He's still on the lead lap. That's, I guess, one good thing about Indianapolis. There's such a long pace lap here that if you got damage, say 2 to 3 minutes of damage, you can get it all done in one shot here. As the pace car is going to work down the front straightaway here. And get ready to go here as Bobby Terrell is going to lead them down. Green flag is back up in the air.
Here at the green flag, Bobby Terrell gets a great restart. He's going to clear Matt Lacrosse heading into turn 1, and right now the battle right now is for 2nd place, as the 10 car of John Abbott is underneath Matt Lacrosse.
As Lacrosse is going to pull back in front of John Abbott going off into turn 2. Here they come onto the back straightaway here. Matt Lacrosse is going to pull away from John Abbott. As further back, you got 3 wide racing between Stefan Marinac, Eric Arnold, and Rhett McBride. So definitely some close racing here as they're going to sort themselves out. Eric Arnold still on the outside of Stefan Marinac here. He's still trapped up there. See if he can bring himself back in line before doing too much damage to himself.
Yeah, absolutely, and you have to remember that he's on those 2 tires, so right now all these other guys behind him, they all have 4 tires, so I don't think that the 2 tire thing's working to his liking right now, as he's falling back to the 9th place there and about to lose some more.
Well, he is sort of hanging strong on the outside, but that's not going to last too much longer, as now he's going to get freight trained by a couple people. And actually, Jimmy North came onto pit road there. Obviously got a black flag for something on that restart, so tough break for him. As Eric Arnold's still going to be on the outside here, as the 15 machine of Rhett McBride looks to get by him, and he's going to try to bring the 44 machine of Greg Campbell with him.
Yeah, 47 car still stuck up high there, as the 44 dives. Tries to dive and get underneath him, but the 47 car got a great run off turn 4 there as they head down the front stretch.
Well, you also talk about when the 44 dived in there, as you're seeing the 33 pushing Glenn Campbell all the way down the front straightaway here. When Glenn got into that corner, he clipped the apron a little bit, got the car a little squirrely. That allowed Eric Arnold to pull back in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. That apron is not your friend. You can go beneath that white line a little bit, but once you get on that apron, those rumble strips, they're not your friend.
Well, it almost like it wants to slow your car down just on that one wheel, and it pulls your back end around. Once you get below that white line, it's still pretty dicey. With getting below there. You can still get pretty loose. And actually, I apparently hearing from the truck is that it was actually the 42 that came down pit road, not Jimmy North. So it was actually Jimmy Jones. So good break for the Jimmy North fans there.
Yeah, absolutely. On top of that, you got Randall Watkins, who's 4 laps down, who actually exited pit road with him. So, wonder what's going on there.
And we're still looking at that battle where Eric Arnold is. As Eric Arnold's going to clip that apron, get pretty loose, come up into the outside of the 15 machine of Rhett McBride there. No damage done. Everybody's going to scurry away. They're still looking to try to wreck each other right now.
Yeah, they're 3 wide there, but Eric Arnold still gets to keep that position as the 50 car actually gets the best end out of that, as he's going to move all the way from 14th up to 11th.
Yeah, these guys still racing pretty hard as you're looking at Bo McGuire as Glenn Campbell's going to work underneath him. He's got the preferred line here as these guys are ever so close. Make a little bit of contact going off into 1 here. That's going to shove Bo McGuire up the track. Glenn Campbell's going to make that pass as here comes a 33 machine of David Lanza to hit Bo's inside.
Yeah, and you got to watch how high you go, because those walls they creep up on you pretty fast here at the Brickyard.
Oh, especially when you get out of the groove and you get up into like the marbles up there, then yeah, your car tends to go straight and it wants to go straight for that wall, and that's never a fun moment, especially when that wall creeps up here as Bo is going to get into the wall there. Like we're saying, those walls creep up pretty fast.
Yeah, absolutely. You come off these corners so fast, and you know, these turns they're really sharp turns. Really, if you're actually in one of these cars and you race here, you know, the turns are sharp, and then you know, you come out with a big head of steam, and then you almost hit the wall there again. But yeah, these walls, they're not going anywhere. They're not going to move. You know, and especially with the safer barriers now, it gives you less room to even race.
Yeah, as we're going to look at Josh Haney go underneath Bo, that's a battle for 13th position here, as Bo is going to most likely go back into the 14th position, as Josh Chaney's going to move up to the 13th position. Still out front, nothing's changed now, as Bobby Terrell still leading over Matt Lacrosse by over 0.8 of a second. Mark Bratcher 3rd. 4th is CJ Lavera. Rounding out your top 5 right now is John Abbott.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at Bobby Terrell, and he has a 1 second lead. So I think clean air right now seems to be the key to success right now. Just staying up front, getting that clean air. So we're not really seeing a lot of draft with these race cars right now.
As the battle for the 3rd and 4th position, or 3rd and 4th position, starting to heat up right now, as you got the 4 machine of CJ Lavera and you got the number 38 machine of Mark Bratcher. That's starting to heat up pretty good right now. Remember, CJ Lavera was the first car that has 4 tires on it. These guys in front of them didn't pit on that first caution, so CJ Lavera has about 4 lap pressure tires. It's the number 21 machine of Matt Lacrosse is going to get in the wall, and you're going to see what that's like, especially on these long straightaways, as now Mark Bratcher's working on the inside of them.
Yeah, they heading off turn number 1. Looks like Mark Bratcher should be clearing him coming off turn 2, which he will, and he's actually going to take CJ Lavera with him as they head down the backstretch here.
As CJ Lavera is going to make that pass on Matt Lacrosse here. That's always a tough break when you get into that inside, and all of a sudden you see those guys come up behind you, get on your inside, and all of a sudden, instead of losing 1 position, you lose 2 to 3 positions sometimes. So tough break for Matt. He's going to fall in behind CJ Lavera, and CJ Lavera and Mark Bratcher are going to see if they can set sail and close in on Bobby Terrell.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know CJ Lavera right now. He's points racing. He's got to play this smart. He's got to stay in front of Stefan Marinak, and just as long as he's finishing top 5 and being there for the win.
As the 77 of Randall Watkins has gotten himself turned around on pit road here. Not sure what happened there. Just kind of taking a quick look here. Randall was down pit road, got a little bit too close to the wall. His back end kind of jumped up on him, so a little bit of a wall glitch there. He got turned around, wrecked on pit road, so even tougher of a break for Randall Watkins there. But still, like you were saying with CJ LeVere and Mark Ratcher, especially CJ LeVere with point racing, yeah, you definitely want to stay in front of Stefan Marinac, but the problem is when you start finishing 5th, as CJ LeVere is going to look onto the inside of Mark Bratcher, you don't want to be the guy who finishes safe. You want to win, you want to get max points, but the problem is now if Stefan Marinac finishes 2nd, well, now you only gain 3 points on him, instead of if Stefan Marinac has a problem and finishes last place and you win the race.
Well, yeah, you know, CJ LeVere and Bobby Terrell, they need Stefan Marinac to have a bad race, at least one bad race to at least get up to him. If Stefan Marinac finishes even a top 10 for the rest of the season, and CJ LeVere and Bobby Terrell finish top 5, I don't even think that's good enough, just because they're more than a race behind.
Well, we're talking about Stefan Marinac. Battle for position just heated up there as Stefan Marinac just went by Jimmy North. So now Stefan Marinac has moved himself up into the top 5 here as they're going to come across the straight here. Guarantee you when they go off into 1 here, Jimmy North is going to have nothing to do but just kind of go backwards, unfortunately, as he's going to try to force his way in front of Rhett McBride. That's not going to do that. You're going to get loose, and he's going to go and lose another position. So move Stefan Marinac up to 5th, Rhett McBride up to 6th, and move Jimmy North all the way back to 7th position.
Yeah, it seems like the inside is the preferred line right now. So the inside is just working, you know, and we saw that last week at the Chicagoland too. It's just these nationwide cars love the inside. They love that white line. No, they don't. You know, they don't really like that middle top groove.
Unfortunately, with iRacing, the way it's set up, until they have tracks being able to rubber in, you're always going to see the bottom line be the fastest line around. But still, up front, Bobby Terrell leads over CJ LeVere, Mark Bratcher, Matt Lacrosse, and Stefan Marinac as we're going to take our first commercial break. Don't go away. Welcome back here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're working underneath our second caution here. Frank Kunz got a little tight coming out of 1, hit the outside wall, wrecked it all the way down that little short chute all the way to 2, and then unfortunately finished it off by hitting the wall in the middle of 2. So unfortunate break for Frank, kind of started off in 1 and finished in the middle of 2.
He was trying to save that so hard, and throughout that entire corner, just couldn't get it done. But right now we got all our leaders coming down pit road: Bobby Terrell, C.J. Lever, Mark Bratcher, Matt Lacrosse, Stefan Marinek, all top 5 all the way down. It's coming down pit road.
I wonder if CJ Lever is going to try to take 2 tires and do the Eric Arnold strategy, but we're going to see here as all these guys stop, right sides go up on all these guys. It looks like we're going to have a couple, or at least one car who's going to take just fuel. So that's going to be Jason Lester. All these other guys looking like they took 4 tires here, as Eric Arnold's going to win that race off the pit road. Not sure if he took 2 or not, but CJ Lever is going to come off second here. So yeah, right side's only from the 47 cars. We're getting word from the trailer on what they did.
Yeah, I'm a little baffled by that right now, because I just saw that 47 car go backwards from that start. I didn't think that 2 tires was going to work, but I guess he wants to try it again.
Well, and also too, he gets up near clean air, so maybe that he wants clean air and see what that's going to do to the car, because he saw Bobby Terrell with no tires absolutely check out on the field.
Yeah, absolutely, but even with that, C.J. Lever was inching closer and closer during that commercial break. He passed Matt Lacrosse for second, and he was working his way up towards Bobby Terrell. So right now, I think if things stay the way they were, and and the cars don't change, C.J. Lever definitely has the car to win right now. Bobby Terrell is really going to need to make some adjustments to get at C.J. Lever's level.
No, I don't know. Bobby Terrell, I've always seen that, yeah, he's a very strong competitor, but when it comes down to the end of the races, he's always there, and he'll always figure a way to make that car faster, whether it's backing up his corners or driving it in a little deeper, and he'll be there to battle with CJ Lever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't get me wrong, but right now, right now CJ Lever seems to have a really good car. He actually got ahead of Bobby Terrell there on the coming off pit road. So CJ Lever not only has a good car, he also has a fast pit crew.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to have a fast pit crew, especially for these type of races, because if your pit crew unfortunately screws up, leaves you that 1 second left, you can lose sometimes 2 to 3 positions. So good stop for the CJ Lever crew. Bobby Terrell's going to only lose a couple positions. And I know that CJ Lever and both Bobby Terrell are on 4 tires, so these guys are going to be equal again, so it's going to be interesting to see them work through this traffic. As we're going to reset the field here, you're going to have the 81 machine, or the 92 machine of John Lester in first position, followed by Eric Arnold and CJ Lever in third. Fourth is going to be Bobby Terrell, and Matt Lacrosse is going to be in the 5th position. And the 2 cars that are in front of John Lester is going to be Steven Almondo and Jimmy Jones are going to be getting the wave around next time by.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we're going to go down to the ETV booth for a race break. What do you got there, JD?
Hey, I'll tell you what, this is the Kyle and Kyle show, Indianapolis Motor Speedway here tonight, and I'll tell you, the Asphalt Assault Series, this is a series you don't want to miss. Every Thursday night here live on ETV Live. But hey, I'm here to tell you about another series coming up, the Triple Crown Cowboy. I'll tell you what, if you're into short track Silver Crown cars, the tour modification cars, and the I guess they call them the tour mods, but and the sprint cars, just signed a deal with Double Clutch for Season 3, the entire season. We're going to be broadcasting top split action, Triple Crown Series, all 3 of them, the Tour Mod, the Silver Crown, and the Sprint Car. So you want to check the ETV Live booking calendar, the broadcast calendar over there. It is just absolutely jam-packed with racing for Season 3. This is going to be on Wednesday and Thursday nights. Got a couple of double headers planned on Wednesday night, so I'll tell you what, you're going to tune in and watch this one. Like I said, if you're into short track racing big time, you want to catch this series, just inked this deal with Double Clutch, and things are looking pretty sweet. So going to have a good time for Season 3 on ETV Live.
Man, I just want to come out and look at the sprint cars and the silver crowns. I've driven those sprint cars before, and I know how challenging they can be. So that would be definitely a fun series to come out, check out, and watch on the broadcast. Now, unfortunate news, Frank Cones is taking his car behind the wall. He's done for the night, so tough break for him as the pace car is going to work its way into turn number 3 here.
Yeah, these guys are getting lined up. The 92 car, Jason Lester, he's going to pick the inside lane. Eric Arnold, once again, he's going to be stuck on the outside. Thinking CJ Lever is going to make quick work of these two guys in front of him, and Bobby Trell's just going to follow in right behind him.
I'm sorry, they were working through turn 2. So Kyle, how long do you think it takes before CJ Lever and Bobby Terrell go clear these two cars? Back straight away?
Yeah, I'll give him a lap, at least a lap. Now, we gotta, with Jason Lester, we really don't know how his car really is. This is the first time we're actually seeing him out front there. Maybe with clean air, maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he'll be able to stay out front there for a lap or two, before CJ Lever's tires get heated up. And with Eric Arnold, his left side tires, they're already heated up. Now he needs to wait for his right sides to get at the same air pressure and at the same degree as the left side. So it might take him a lap or two to get those tires where they need to be. But we're heading off turn 4, and we're going to be going right back to green.
As pace car is going to pull on here, it's going to leave the field in the hands of Jason Lester as the green flag is going to come up in the air and the back underway. As CJ Lever gets a great start, goes by the inside of Eric Arnold here, so I think Jason Lester's in trouble here.
Oh yeah, definitely headed down turn number 1. It's almost like Eric Arnold kind of spun his tires or just got caught sleeping there as they're coming off turn 2. Jason Lester, not really a good line coming off turn 2 as CJ Lever is going to go on the inside of him, and Eric Arnold's going to bump draft him coming down the backstretch into turn number 3, and CJ Lever is going to clear him. So I guess you're right, Kyle. Backstretch.
Yeah, as Bobby Terrell is going to work underneath the 92 machine of Jason Lester and is going to set his sights on Eric Arnold. So this is going to definitely get interesting now as these two are going to work their way up to the front, as I guess CJ Lever did work his way up to the front as he's going to lead that lap, as now Eric Arnold's actually going to try to look underneath him. So maybe the two tires and the clean air might actually help Eric Arnold this time.
He gets a little loose there off that corner. Going down low there on turn number 2. I'm really surprised he's able to keep up here with CJ Lever right now as they come down the backstretch. But it looks like CJ Lever got the better run off the backstretches. He's starting to pull away just a little, but look out for that 7 car. He's coming. He's coming pretty quick after he just cleared Jason Lester.
And that'd be Bobby Terrell further back. You got a battle for the 4th and 5th position between Jason Lester and Matt Lacrosse here. Actually, sorry, that's for the 5th and 6th position, as now Jason Lester is going to get freight trained here as the number 33 machine or 38 machine of Mark Bratcher works to his inside and is going to clear him, and he's going to see if he can bring a couple more cars with him. So Jason Lester with those old tires definitely not working for him.
No, and I didn't think it would. I don't really know what he was thinking there, because you add fuel to the car, adds more weight, and then not having fresh tires to go with that isn't a good combination.
And back up front, battle for the 2nd position. Bobby Terrell is going to clear Eric Arnold there, so now he's going to set his sights on CJ Lever. CJ Lever's got probably about 0.4 of a second lead on Bobby Terrell, and he's going to reel him in.
Yeah, we also have to remember this is probably the first time Bobby Terrell is on scuffed tires, so we'll see how his car adjusts to these scuffed tires. We know CJ Lever's the car was really good, so maybe scuffed tires is what Bobby Terrell needs to contend with CJ Levere right now.
Maybe you're getting scuffed tires confused for fresh tires, actually. Actually, Bobby Terrell is on fresh tires here, so no harm, no foul there. So these guys are on an even playing field. But so far, the battle for the front spot's kind of calmed down a little bit further back in the pack. For the battle for the 8th and 9th and 10th and 11th position is really starting to heat up as Jason Lester is going backwards, as John Abbott and both David Lanza and now Glenn Campbell are all working on the inside line trying to get around him. So definitely kind of rip that card up. That many laps on your tires, you can't. You got to come in and take 4.
Yeah, absolutely. We're 3 laps in, and he's already out. He was our leader, and he's already outside the top 10. So just not a good call from his crew chief. I understand. Maybe he wanted to lead a point, maybe lead a lap to get a point, but no, he probably could have tried 2 tires and got out in the lead too.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough break here as now Glenn Campbell's working on the inside of him, and he's going to bring Jimmy North and Clint Monahan with him. So as Jason Lester is still going to slide even further backwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy North right now on the inside of him, coming off turn 4. Now he's able to clear him. I'm probably going to see Glenn Campbell. Nope. Clint Monahan, sorry about that, get on the inside of him within like a lap or 2 here.
The only reason why Clint isn't on the inside of him already is coming out of 4. He did clip the apron and the rumble strips a little bit, got him loose, but now he's all the way back up on that back bumper of Jason Lester, so look for him to make a move down the back straightaway here as Clint's going to get that draft, pull to Jason's inside a little bit, as now Dakota Ehrman is going to be spinning onto the little access road there. So tough break for Dakota Ehrman, who slapped the wall earlier. We're going to cue that up on the replay and see what happened here. As Dakota Ehrman's working his way off into turn number 2. It looks like he's going to come up on some faster cars, or some slower cars. His car is going to have a huge bobble, keeps it off the wall, keeps it off the inside wall. It's just trying to slow it down, and he's going to come and have a slow 4-wheel slide. He's going to get back on track, so no harm, no foul there. Well, I guess the only harm is that he's going to be way behind everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking back here at this battle for 12th place right now, as Clint Monahan's going to be able to clear Jason Lester, and now we have the 11 car Josh Cheney on the inside of Jason Lester right now, as they battle right now into turn number 3. The 11 car is going to clear him off 3 and take the 19 car Bobby Weissel with him. So Jason Lester from first now back to 15th within like 5 laps.
Oh, and while we were talking about that, there was a battle for the 5th position, or for the 4th position, between Stefan Marinac and Eric Arnold. So now move Stefan Marinac up to the 4th position, and also Eric Arnold got a little squirrely coming off a 2, put his car into the outside wall, so now he's falling all the way back. But Bobby Terrell is basically right there on CJ Levere, so unfortunately Bobby Terrell's got this draft on CJ Levere, so unfortunately Bobby Terrell ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, and you expect him not to. Bobby Terrell is the driver with the most laps led in during this season. He likes to be up front. He wants to be up front. He has a fast car week in and week out, and this week's definitely gonna be no exception. He wants to get up front.
Yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't matter how good of a place they finish at. When you got basically a car behind, or 2 cars behind him, you got Stefan Marinac, the points leader. He could basically do this all season long, and he'll come away with the championship. So CJ Levere and Bobby Terrell, unfortunately, as fierce as competitors as they are with everybody, they kind of want to see Stefan Marinac have a problem.
Well, yeah, and like we discussed before, that's pretty much going to be the only way that Stefan Marinac is not going to win this championship. And he has to start getting inconsistent, and that's just something Stefan Marinac is not. He has finesse. He's working that wheel pretty good. Every track we go to, he's very consistent with his line. He's very consistent with his driving. He's not overdriving. He doesn't underdrive. He knows how to handle these nationwide cars. And he hasn't really had any bad luck at all this entire season.
And a little bit further back in the pack, you got guys battling for the 18th and 19th and 20th position as we got the 81 machine or the 57 machine of Barry Hines on the outside of the 81 machine of Steven Almindo. So as they're going to make contact, as Barry Hines is almost going to get into the outside wall, so Barry Hines is going to move backwards. That's going to bring Doug Roth around him. Doug Roth is going to work on to the inside of Steven Almindo, and also Nathan Bowers got around Barry Hines when those two got together.
That was a great save by that 57 car not to hit that wall. He pretty much door slammed him. He looked a little loose. He was able to get out of the gas and correct it real fast before he got onto that wall. So a little left side damage there, but you can still run around here with the little left door damage. This went on that right fender and that right side. If you get damage there, then you lose the aerodynamics of the car, and the importance of aerodynamics in a super speedway like Indianapolis is crucial. You gotta have those fenders in perfect condition.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough break, and also a lucky break for him, because that car could easily have just gone straight into the outside wall. So definitely quick reaction, getting out of the gas, kind of getting on the brakes a little bit, saving it, not putting it into that outside wall. But he does lose about 3 or 4 positions here. But the big winner out of that one is definitely Doug Roth.
Yeah, absolutely. He pretty much went from the outside of the top 20 to now 18th. He's going to be, as he's slowly working his way up to Keith Brooks Jr., who's right now in 17th position. But these guys are 9.5 to 10 seconds off the leader, CJ Levere.
So definitely a guy, they've got to do some work on these cars, trying to figure it out, see if they can figure this track out. Also, at the same time, when you get back in these packs here, the aero push and the aero looseness on these cars amplifies by about 10. Is now the 81 machine of that's Steven Almindo is going to work back underneath the 43 machine of Doug Roth here, as he's going to clear them as they come out of 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at the racing with these guys back here, and then you look back up front. CJ Levere, Bobby Terrell, they're all being consistent. They have this line. They're entering the corner at the same time. They're not making any mistakes. They're not getting down on the apron. They're not hitting the rumble strips. They're coming off the corners very clean. And you come back here, 18th through 20th. These cars aren't really handling that well. They're not able to get down to the white line, or they're getting really tight or really loose off the corners. These guys have to get some better work on these setups to get these cars handling better.
Without a doubt, and a little bit further up for the 6th, 7th, and 8th position, you had a pretty good battle here. Eric Arnold, remember, he only took 2 tires, so he's starting to pull backwards, starting to hold these guys up. Matt Lacrosse, I looked underneath him, but a little bit back behind them, you got Mark Bratcher and David Lanza battling side by side here, as David Lanza is going to pull onto the inside of Mark Bratcher. He's going to almost clear him off of 2 or off of 1. Mark Bratcher got a little loose on the outside, so move David Lanza up to the 7th position.
Yeah, those 2 tires with Eric Arnold, they worked good there for like the first 3 or 4 laps, but after that, he pretty much just fell right off the pace. Now it's over 4 seconds back as Matt Lacrosse is getting on the inside of him, getting into turn 4. He'll probably clear him off turn 4 here, which he will look like he will, and he will actually take the 33 car with him.
2 cars that took their cars behind the wall, Dakota Ehrman and Kyle Berment, they are both done. As we're going to take our second commercial break here, this is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Asphalt Assault Series presented by Inside Racing TV and Derek Spears Designs.
it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Lap 30.
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Welcome back here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Got a pretty big battle going on between the 19th, 20th, and 21st position here, kind of shaping up. You got Jason Lester, the guy that took no tires, is still falling back, and between Barry Hines and the number 57 machine is 22, John Wilco, and Doug Roth, as they're going to go 3 wide down the front straightaway here. These guys have been looking to wreck for the last 3 or 4 laps here under commercial break.
Yeah, Jason Lester just hit the wall there off turn 4. That no tires. Oh! Got 62 around. We got a caution. Caution's out. 62 car. Pretty much door slammed the 92 car, getting in turn 1 and just took himself out.
I told you they were looking to wreck for the last 3 or 4 laps. It finally did wreck here. John Wilco got a little loose out of 2 or out of 1 and kind of came down to the inside. I think it was Doug Roth and went for a ride back into the outside retaining wall.
Yeah, he definitely got loose there off turn 1. Yeah, must have gotten that. He must have got outside the groove there. But usually when you get outside the groove like that, you just shoot up the racetrack. But in his case, he got really loose, and the only thing that saved him from going to the inside wall was unfortunately Jason Lester. He has some pretty significant damage on the right side there of his car.
Definitely a tough break for those two, but that's now going to put the field inside of their pit window, so look for everybody to take 4 tires here. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go all the way to the end.
Radio Network joined 5,000 plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Welcome back here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Inside Sim Racing TV, and also presented by Derek Spears Designs. Now, for Inside Sim Racing, as you can tell, they're sponsoring the Thursday night Real Sim Racing and Inside Sim Racing. Your first and best choice for all news and reviews in online motorsports. John Derek Ganji and Sean Cole for the latest and greatest in product reviews, simulation, auto racing games for PC, and the Xbox crowd. From steering wheels to full-size racing rigs, update on your popular racing games, and a whole lot more. The yellow pages of online auto racing, Inside Sim Racing has it all. Visit them at www.isrtv.com. And once again, that's Inside Sim Racing.
Yeah, we're back live here, and got Bobby Terrell hit right now on the lead. Seems like CJ Levere has a little bit of a problem right now, as he's all the way back in 24th.
Yeah, obviously must have got speeding on pit road, so tough break for CJ Levere. Always got to make sure no mistakes on pit road. Obviously got busted for speeding, so Stefan Marinac is like, well, I guess I'm going to pull away a little bit more from CJ Levere, because when we go back green, we're going to have about 20 laps, so definitely a very tough break for CJ Levere.
Yeah, Stefan Marinac, no, Bobby Terrell doesn't want to see that car behind him right now. He was really good on that last run, going from 5th to 2nd, or 5th to 3rd, and then coming out here second coming out of pit road here. So they're going to line up side by side, and it's gonna have a nice 20-lap shootout here. But CJ Levere, he was getting there. He was just our leader. He was getting a little tight. We were noticing he was getting a little tight on that long run, and Bobby Terrell was very inching closer and closer, getting past him for a lead. But you can't beat yourself.
You definitely do not want to beat yourself, especially on pit road, have a stupid mistake where you slide through your box or you speed. Those are all variables you can control, and when you get busted for speeding, especially with 20 laps to go here at Indy, you just want to kick yourself, because you go, like you said, from first all the way back to the back of the pack, and basically CJ Levere is like, wow, Bobby Terrell was probably my toughest competition, and I just gave him the race. But we're going to see what Stefan Marinac's going to do, because if Stefan Marinac can get out front and win this race, both CJ Levere and Bobby Terrell are going to kick themselves, because they're going to lose ground on him.
Yeah, and this last week, not only did Bobby Terrell get those extra bonus points for winning that race, Stephen Marinac, he didn't get any extra bonus points, because he did not even lead a lap in Chicagoland. So Bobby Terrell needs to do that same thing here, because Stefan Marinac has not led a lap yet, and he's got to prevent that extra bonus point, because you're coming down to nitty-gritty here, and every point counts.
Oh, without a doubt, and I guess if these guys wreck, you got to make sure that you have Gary Mercer Trucking Inc. to get those wrecked trucks back to the race shop. Remember, if your pickup truck's too small for the load, get a real truck. Haul it. Sponsoring drivers in several iRacing official series, Gary Mercer Trucking Inc. provides long and short haul options for hauling furniture, perishables, even refrigerated products, and a whole lot more. With storage facilities in both the U.S. and Canada, they're both approved for fast express drivers. Gary Mercer Trucking Inc. is the best choice to haul your load. Give the old pickup a rest. Call Gary Mercer Trucking Inc. at 800-668-2980 or check it out at gmercer.com. As the field is now working their way off into turn number 3 here, is Bobby Terrell and Stefan Marinac are going to lead the field back to the green flag.
Yeah, this is where the nice comes. The nice goes away. These cars get a little bit wider. We get a little bit more race here, and you don't want to go away.
No, unfortunately, the give has now run out. Now it's take. So, unfortunately, you sat up in front of me. I guess, you're going to expect me to run into the back bumper of you or at least make a move underneath you. That's what I'm trying to say here, is Bobby Terrell is going to lead them down. Green flag goes back up the air as Bobby Terrell is going to get another really good start.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Terrell, another great start here as Stefan Marinac gets caught sleeping there a little bit on that restart, as now we have the 15 car, Rhett McBride. He's going to try and pass him on the inside for second place as we come off turn number 2.
Alright, now Bobby Terrell is just absolutely loving this. He's like, guys, keep racing side by side so I can go all the way and pull away here, as David Lanza is now going to give Rhett McBride a shove down the back straightaway here, as also got Mark Bratcher and Matt Lacrosse, as Bratcher gets underneath Lacrosse here, as Lacrosse is going to throw almost a little bit of a block. That's going to screw up his entry. He's going to go all the way up the track, and he's going to lose a position to Matt Lacrosse.
Yeah, and that 15 car there got really wide coming down the backstretch there, is trying to block that 33 car because he saw that he wanted about to go 3 wide there, and the 15 car just wasn't going to let that happen. As the 15 car actually comes down the racetrack to get that 33 car some draft to keep them 2 wide coming off turn number 1 here.
As David Lanza is working underneath Stefan Marinac, he's going to see if he can bring Mark Bratcher with him, as Mark Bratcher is going to see if he can get a good run off the corner. He's going to pull. Matt Lacrosse is actually going to get a really good run, and he's unfortunately going to be stuck on the outside of Mark Bratcher going into this next corner, but he might have enough head of steam that he's going to get to him, as now Stefan Marinac works underneath David Lanza here.
Yeah, on the inside of turn number 3 is Stefan Marinac. He didn't get this run that he needed into turn 3, kind of entering that corner there a little bit too low. Contact off the wall. We got a caution. 10 car goes around, hits the wall, cannot save it. Oh, we got bad wreck back here. We got cars flipping. 16 car on the roof.
That is the 16 of Marvin Thurmeyer Jr., and I think we're going to need an ambulance on the front straightaway here. Unfortunately, that all started when John Abbott got a little hot coming off the corner, slammed into the outside wall coming off of 4. Guys were trying to basically race their way through that wreck, and unfortunately, the number 85 machine of that would be Nathan Bowers kind of was locking it down, got a little loose. Is going to get a black flag for going through that commitment code coming down pit road here, and they basically all wadded it up on the front straightaway, and the 16 got overturned.
Yeah, and you got to think CJ Lavera's back there. He was actually able to get through that pretty cleanly. So right now he's actually up to 19th after all that. But 16 car flipping, he's I'm sure he's going to be out for the rest of the race.
Oh, looks like his car's on pit road. Doesn't look like too much damage was done to that car, so we're going to see what happens to them. And I guess, like I said, you're going to need Gary Mercer Trucking to get all that stuff done.
Oh, yeah, definitely. they were able actually to get that down pit road pretty quickly, get that thing turned around. But ooh, we got a little faking. Bobby Terrell looked like trying to get these guys to go down pit road, but they're a little bit smarter than that.
At this point, basically, your grave is dug. You stay out to the end of the race unless you feel like you can be Superman on new tires. Is now Nathan Bowers has taken his car behind the wall. He is done for the rest of the race. So tough break for him and the rest of the guys that were involved in that wreck.
Yeah, Jason Bowers right now, or wow, sorry, Jason Abbott, the 10 car down pit road here. He's gonna get that car all fixed up right now. You know, a lot of damage on that car. He pretty much slammed the wall with his nose. So aerodynamic wise, and as far as like the front nose of that car, he's gonna be way off the pace for the rest of this race.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I was saying, John Abbott came out of 4, got on the gas a little bit too early, and the car basically went into a 4-wheel push all the way up the track, slammed that outside wall pretty hard, cut back down across the track, got a little loose, trying to correct that car, spun it back in front of the field, and spun it down to the inside pit wall, and unfortunately a couple people had nowhere to go. So tough break for everybody involved in that wreck, but right now Bobby Terrell's kind of like, I hate these caution flags, but at the same time, it kind of gives me a breather, because when we go back green, we're going to probably about have 15 to 13 laps to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And CJ Rivera back there in 15th. There's no way of him getting back up front. But let me tell you something, guys. ET Live, the only choice in simulation auto racing broadcasting. Since 2008, ETV Live has produced over 700 shows and for over 220,000 viewers. ETV Live has pioneered and engineered some of the best innovations in online auto sports broadcasting. With 3 pricing packages available, book yours today. The industry experts, ETV Live. It's the only choice. Contact us at www.etveplay.net or etvlive@etveplay.net.
As we're joined here by John Abbott in the booth. John, take us through that crash. What happened there?
Well, I just ran out of talent, no doubt. Just smacked the wall coming off 4. Kind of got behind a car. I lost my mark there and hit the wall, and it bounced me off into the inside wall.
Looked like you guys are having a pretty good run there in that number 10 machine throughout the race. Just kind of making your moves, trying to set it up for the end of the race there before that incident happened. How was your car feeling?
It was actually feeling pretty good. You know, we had a good pace going and felt like I was saving my stuff. Just kind of getting ready for the end of the race. Just made a mistake. I didn't turn enough laps here, and it ended up biting me. That's what happens when you don't turn a lot of practice laps.
Well, I know you got a lot of stickers on that side of the car. I've seen you in the team series before. Who makes it happen for you?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys at ETV. Appreciate the job y'all do. Y'all do a really good job. Inside Sim Racing TV for sponsoring the series, along with Hippie's Paint Shop. He does a good job there. Go over and see Hippie, get you a good paint job. I-League Race, they handle all of our driver management program here at RSR. So if you're running a league, go check iLeagueRace.com out.
That's John Abbott. Hopefully you guys can get that car fixed up, ready to go. Try to click off some positions and try to get as many points as possible.
Thank you, guys.
I was John Abbott driving the number 10 machine. So, Kyle, I don't know what else we're going to do now. We're going to have about a 10 lap or 15 lap shootout.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Terrell right now, he has a really good car. Stefan Marinak went from second to fourth. Unfortunately, he's going to be starting the outside there again. So expect him to lose maybe another spot there, and then fall back on the inside and try to make his moves up front. But speaking of making it happen, home of the ET Live Radio, the HD Radio Network gives you a variety of stations to choose from, including Big 80s Metal, All HDR Classic, All HDR Country, and more. Take your pick of rock your brains out, dude. HD Radio Network stations are featured on iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, and also listed in the Windows Media Guide. Listen today from hdradionetwork.com or take it with you. Get the mobile app from tunein.com.
So we're going to quickly reset the field for everybody that's watching here and who's tuned in on the radio. Bobby Terrell is going to lead the field down. Rhett McBride's in second. Third is David Lanza. Fourth is Stephen Marinac. And fifth is Matt Lacrosse. Sixth, Mark Bratcher. Seventh, Bo McGuire. Eighth is Clint Monahan. Ninth is Eric Arnold. And rounding out your top 10 is Josh Cheney.
11th place is Glenn Campbell. 12th place is Doug Roth. Barry Hines in 13th right now. Jimmy Jones in 14th. CJ Lever, who's been the class of the field for 2/3 of this race, now mired back in 15th. We got Bobby Wessel in 16th. Keith Brook Jr.'s in 17th. John Chef Elders in 18th. John Wilco in 19th. And our own ETV Live, Jimmy North, right now not doing so hot right there in 20th.
21st, Stephen Almindo. 22nd, John Abbott, unfortunately the cause of that last caution. 23rd, Douglas Watt. Jason Lester, 24th, and these guys are all now lapped down or either behind the wall. 25th, Brian Harvey. 26th, Nathan Bowers. He is done for the race, so these guys are all done. Marvin Termeyer Jr. is 27th, Dakota Erman 28th, J. Randall Watkins 29th, Frank Coons is 30th, 31st is Aaron Truscott, and we were talking about Dakota Erman. He had two problems, unfortunately, spun it out and also smacked the wall on lap 2, knocked the toe out of that car, so tough break for him. As now the pace car is going to make that left-hand turn onto pit road, leave the field in the hands of Bobby Terrell. Let's see if Bobby Terrell is going to get another good start, as yes he does, as he's going to pull away from Rhett McBride as further back, as CJ Lever was almost looking to make it 3 wide on the 57 machine of Barry Hines.
Yeah, Matt Lacrosse there did not get as good of a start as he should have, and that allows Stefan Marinac to clear him coming before getting down turn number 1. But right now the battle is for second, as David Lunza is going to pass try to get around Rhett McBride there for second, but Rhett McBride's holding pretty strong there on the backstretch. As Stefan Marinac is bump drafting David Alonso getting into turn 3.
I cut you off a little bit there. Sorry about that. Yeah, Stefan Marinac was pushing David Lanza all down the back straightaway. Here is Rhett McBride's going to try to cut in front of David Lanza. That's not going to work. You're going to get yourself wrecked in a hurry if you do that. As now David Lanza is going to pull right up against Rhett McBride. I'm not sure if Rhett McBride got into the wall a little bit here. And these guys are all down for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position here. As a little bit further back, Mark Bratcher is kind of blocking Clint Monahan a little bit.
Yeah, but right now this big battle is for second, as Rhett McBride still holding really strong, coming off turn number 2, as David Lanza is not able to clear him, as Rhett McBride continues side by side with David Lanza down the backstretch, and Bobby Terrell is loving this right now. He has now over a second lead to second place. So Bobby Terrell's like, you guys keep racing like that, and I'm just gonna drive away.
Yeah, Bobby Terrell definitely checked out as David Lanza finally cleared Rhett McBride. As now Stefan Marinac is going to come around him as a little bit further back in the pack. Now Brian Harvey is going to, or Barry Hines is going to get turned by CJ Lever. So tough break for CJ Lever. Dominated most of the race. Just got caught up with Barry Hines there coming off of 4. Those two looked like CJ Lever kind of squeezed up, or either Barry Hines squeezed up into CJ Lever, got turned into the outside wall. So CJ Lever, basically having the strongest car, is now done, and now this is going to set up an interesting strategy. Do you come in? Do you pit? If you do come in and pit, do you take 4 tires, 2 tires, no tires, or do you just basically stay out, have your grave made, and just hold on and hope for a couple more cautions?
At this point, Bobby, I don't not see Bobby Terrell coming down pit road, but we're gonna take a look at this replay here, as that would involve the 57 car, involve the 4 car there. Oh, it looks like the 4 car looks like hit the turn 4 wall coming off the corner, and it looks like it came down on the 19 and the 57, and it just started a really big wreck here.
Unfortunately, some innocent bystanders of that was the 62 machine of John Wilco, the 84 machine of Jimmy North, also the 44 machine of I'm having a brain fart quickly here, is the number 44 machine of Glenn Campbell, and the 11 of Josh Cheney. Sorry about that, my brain kind of went into dumb mode.
Yeah, from the looks of it, it looks like the 19 car comes up on the 4 car coming off turn 4, gets the 4 car into the wall, and then which causes the 4 car and 4 car to come down, while the 57 car was trying to actually move up the racetrack, and they just kind of met in the middle, and that was that.
And now we get to reset it all again. Bobby Terrell is just kicking his steering wheel. He had over a second lead on this. Now Stefan Marinak's going to line up right behind Bobby Terrell, looking for him to get a really good start on the field here. But also, you got to make sure for the iRacing radio show, as the iRacing Today radio show hosted by Trevor Cameron and Chad Dalton, by the fans and for the fans. This unabridged, unbiased, and completely off-the-cuff live radio show about everything iRacing up close and not personal. Live call-ins, no rules, no backtalk, and no BS. iRacing Today radio show Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on ETV Live Radio. That's ETV Live eplay.net. Also featured on iTunes, Windows Media Guide, and TuneIn Radio. Get the mobile app from tunein.com.
Yeah, that iRacing Today show is, I listened to it a time or two. It's really good stuff. It's kind of like NASCAR radio on Sirius XM, except for it's not only for NASCAR, not only for these sprint cars nationwide, truck series. It's for everything. It's for these for sprint cars, everything.
Hey, the Cowboy here. Just want to pipe in here a little bit. Hey, that iRacing Today show with Trevor Cameron and Chad Dalton. Hey, they got Sean Siff going to appear as a guest on Monday. Show's going to actually start a little bit early, 8:25 p.m. So you don't want to miss that. Sean Siff, he's the marketing manager for iRacing.com. So check it out. Monday night, iRacing Today show with Chad and Trevor at 8:25 p.m. on ETV Live Radio.
That's definitely something you want to check out. And also another thing you want to check out here is if you've ever had troubles not being able to make your own setups, doesn't know what this part is, then maybe the setup analyzer is the thing for you. Need a crew chief? Here's the next best thing. Mark Montari Sim Racing Setup Analyzer has basically, as you test the car, enter data into the analyzer, and just like the big guys, it splits out recommendations. Join the ranks of some of the fastest guys in sim racing. Get the equalizer and start tuning your wrenches at the click of a mouse. Sim Racing Setup Analyzer, the only crew chief you'll need. And I've used that program before, and it helped me. It picked me up a couple tenths here and there before I got into some teens. And it's pretty neat program. You know, you're pushing through the middle, you want to know what you want to do, you know, add some wedge, add some right rear spring to it. Definitely stuff you want to know.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, fortunately, I don't get to be on iRacing that much. So still stuck with that ARCA Sim Racing. Haven't promoted myself to iRacing yet. So this is definitely going to be something I'm going to be looking at when I make my move to iRacing.
Yeah, it's definitely a big switch. You said that you came from ARCA Sim Racing. When I switched, I came from NASCAR 2003, so not that much big of a change, but the realism is definitely, it's bar none here on iRacing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember when NASCAR Racing 2003 was the big hit, and you know that. No, I remember racing that for several years. You're making me sound old, but I'm only 25.
Well, if that makes you seem old, I'm 20 and I started sim racing back on NASCAR Heat, so I'm in the same boat as you. But yeah, NASCAR 2003, that was the premier series for the longest time until iRacing came around.
Yeah, absolutely. And just iRacing is just the you pay what you pay, but you're paying for what you get for, and with iRacing, it is as real as it gets. Just the variety of cars and tracks you can choose from, and the amount of development and ingenuity that goes into this simulation is just incredible, and it's worth every single penny.
Oh yes, definitely. It's definitely worth the $100 per month subscription. And right now, iRacing's kind of got that deal going on where you pay for 1 year and you get 2 years free, or 1 year and you get another year free. So that's definitely been interesting. So just a quick recap here is Bobby Terrell is going to leave David Lanza down to the green flag, followed by Stefan Marinac in third, Rhett McBride in fourth, Matt Lacrosse in fifth, and to his outside Mark Bratcher in the sixth position.
Seventh place is Clint Montana for this restart. Bew McGuire is going to start 8th place. Eric Arnold is going to be on the inside of row 5 here with row 5 with Eric Arnold, and on the outside of him is going to be Doug Roth in 10th place. Let me tell you something about these VRC MK2 virtual racing seats. Simulation racing cockpit designed by championship race car driver Bob Earl. Who better than a real race car driver to design a simulation racing cockpit? After all, he knows what it means to be comfortable in a cockpit. The design features a fully adjustable seat and frame, additional monitor stand, and shifter mount sold separately. Proud sponsor of the 2013 RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, a high quality and affordable virtual racing seat priced at just $349 plus shipping. See it all at www.bobearlracing.com. Order one today. www.bobearlracing.com. Let me tell you something, $349 for a racing seat, that isn't too shabby.
Not at all. I wish I kind of got that. That's a pretty good deal. I'll just kind of stick up to my desktop setup here, but I'd pay $349 for a racing seat and all that stuff any day. As now the pace car is going to make the left-hand turn onto pit road, leave the field in the hands of Bobby Terrell. As Bobby Terrell is going to go right away, David Lanza cannot do it. As Stefan Marinac is going to try to pull to the inside of David Lanza. As Lanza is going to come across Stefan Marinac's nose here before the start-finish line. So we're going to see what's going to happen here, because that is changing lanes before the start-finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. Stefan Marinac looks like he got a little bit loose there coming off turn number 1, but still on the inside. As I think these guys at the booth really want to crank it up here. So, we have a caution. So we're gonna have to hold off for that. Crank it up.
Unfortunately, it looked like Jimmy North coming into, or actually the 11 machine of, it looks like Josh Cheney got into the corner a little bit too deep, got knocked into the grass actually by Jimmy North, came back up, hit Jimmy North. Jimmy North got kicked sideways, came back up in front of the 12 machine of Doug Wyatt. Doug Wyatt goes in the inside wall, hits it hard, flips back up, and we're going to need another ambulance for that one.
Yeah, it's almost like Jimmy North didn't see that car like right below him almost. So it's getting down to the end here, and there's gonna be no room for error here.
Unfortunately, at this stage of the game, next caution will end the race. So whatever flag comes out next, that's going to be it. Either you're going to see checkers or you're going to see yellow and checkers at the same time. So these guys are going to be having about a 3 to 4 lap shootout. So that's going to be tough on them.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Jimmy North did not see that 11 car on the inside there either. His spotter didn't tell him, or he just he was just trying to block his real estate. But either way, it caused a really big wreck. But this kind of this really works out for Bobby Terrell. Just because he's getting these great restarts, and he's able to like get out three tenths to 5 tenths on these guys on the restarts. So I don't think Bobby Terrell's really minding these restarts right now.
Yeah, but it also comes down to, say, Bobby Terrell spins the tires once, and now all of a sudden David Lanza is on his outside, and Stefan Marinak's going to be right behind him. He's going to be shoving Bobby Terrell, and Bobby Terrell is going to probably loop it into the infield, depending on how bad the tire spin is, or he'll check up the whole inside line, and David Lanza will kind of go set off clear. So you really do not like these cautions when they come out. You kind of want to race it to the end, especially when you get out and you can jump out to that 2 to 3 tenths lead, and these guys have to actually use their stuff up trying to get back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. But Bobby Terrell, I don't see him making a mistake like that. He's been pretty consistent all night long. That car has just been hooked up, from the get-go. So no, it's possible that he could wheel spin, miss a shift, but the way he's running tonight, I think he's pretty good.
And actually, John Abbott is going to get the Inside Sim Racing Lucky Dog. So that's the first one that was handed out tonight, and I think that is going to be the last one for tonight, depending if these guys want to race it out or if they want to wreck. But either way, it doesn't matter. They won't be handing out another Lucky Dog.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually thought within 10 laps you weren't even allowed to have a Lucky Dog, but I guess Nationwide has some different rules.
Oh, it also depends on the series that you're running. Some leagues will be like, nope, can't have a Lucky Dog within 10 laps. But obviously here at Real Sim Racing in the Asphalt Assault series, these guys have Lucky Dogs within inside 10 laps to go.
There you go. This makes the racing a whole lot better.
Yeah, especially when you can have more cars on the lead lap, more competition. But right now, like I said, next caution that comes out, that's going to be unfortunately the end of the race, and these guys don't like ending it under caution. You want to finish it off for the fans. You want to finish under green. And it's actually a little bit further back in the pack. Eric Arnold decided that he doesn't like cones, so he killed the commitment cone a little bit. So we're going to need a new cone there.
You better hope that those iRacing officials didn't see that, because he might be going to the tail end of the longest line for a commitment cone violation.
Oh, he definitely violated that cone, and as they're just taking out cones everywhere here now. So that's funny. You guys are having a little bit of fun. So unfortunately, the cones aren't liking it too much.
Yeah, I guess it's if that was real life, I don't think that would be happening. Those cones would be going right up to the wheel wells and completely destroying their cars. So, it's simulation. I guess you can have a little fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of a little fun, that Wednesday night short track, dirt track race at the Eldora Speedway with the trucks. What a phenomenal race that was. Just from the start with with Austin Dillon and Kyle Larson really putting on a good show with Ryan Newman. What did you think about that?
Well, there's always that old saying, pavement is for getting there, dirt is for racing on. That race, that was just an incredible race. There's real strong talks that they're going to be going back there again next year, so can't wait for that.
Yeah, as we get back to the action here at Indianapolis, back on asphalt. But I definitely agree with you as far as the dirt. There's we didn't really think that they'd be doing slide jobs and everything with those heavy trucks, but Kyle Larson was able to do that with ease. But back to the action here, we got Bobby Terrell as our leader, with David Lanza on the out. It's going to be on the outside here on the restart. Stefan Marinak not really getting the starts, not getting those restarts in good all night long. He's trying, but it seems like he's either his gears off or he's spinning the tires.
Well, here we go. Lights are out on top of the pace car. It's either checkers or wreckers at this point. Bobby Terrell just wants to get another good start, have these guys all wreck, and that'll be the race.
Yeah, absolutely. But we here at ETV Live, we don't like that. We want side-by-side action, and these fans want side-by-side action. They don't want to see a wreck here. We want to see this go green for the rest of the way.
And unfortunately, tough break for Eric Arnold. He apparently blew his engine up under caution, so obviously overheating problems there. So tough break for Eric Arnold.
Told you, those cones, man, they're deadly. You must have had one caught up in the wheel well and get up into some of the engine parts, and guess you can't fool around here. When I say iRacing is as real as it gets, I mean it's as real as it gets.
Yeah, those cones took out their revenge, and unfortunately Eric Arnold was on the other end of that. He took out too many cones. They revolted and took out his engine.
that's just crazy. But we are 2x2x2x2 all the way back, and we got a nice green-white checker here coming, and expect a lot of blocking, expect a lot of good racing. We're gonna get back green here.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for these guys to wad it up and take themselves out. But at any rate, here it's going to be a good show. They're going to have 4 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line here as the pace car works its way onto the front straightaway here. It's going to make its left-hand turn into pit road. It's going to leave the field in the hands of Bobby Terrell and David Lanza. Look for Bobby Terrell to get a really, really good start here as pace car's in. Bobby Terrell gets going as he's going to get another really good start. David Lanza spins his tires a little bit. Stefan Marinak is going to go onto the inside of David Lanza here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're 2x2 coming into turn number 1 here for the second place position. Bobby Terrell is really liking this. He's able to clear the sleeping David Lanza on that restart. Coming off turn number 2 now as Stefan Marinak is side by side with David Lanza for second as Bobby Terrell drives away with this thing.
But at the same time, Stefan Marinak, Bobby Terrell does not want to see that car come up behind him. And he honestly wants to see Stefan Marinak have problems. As cruel as that is now Stefan Marinak is going to clear David Lanza here. And they're going to fall all the way back in line as now Rhett McBride's going to get underneath David Lanza.
Yeah, they're side by side. Oh, we're going 3 wide here for 5th place. As we got 1 lap to go. Bobby Terrell out front by a half a second. Stefan Marinak has to make up a whole half a second to try and catch Bobby Terrell. But I don't see that happening. I see Bobby Terrell going for win number 7 in car number 7 coming off turn number 2.
As a little bit further back, you're going to have David Lanza's now going to try to go onto the inside of Rhett McBride. Nothing doing there. He's just going to tuck him behind him and just give him a little bit of a shot going down the back straightaway now.
Yeah, coming down turn number 3 now. Bobby Terrell has this in the bag. Stefan Marinak is trying to catch up. We got a car spinning.
As he's out of the way, it doesn't seem like the caution is out right now, so no harm, no foul there. He's cleared his way out of the road. That's Jimmy Jones. And still out front, 2 laps to go here is still Bobby Terrell. As now Stefan Marinak is all over the back bumper of Bobby Terrell. So look for this to be a really interesting finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And I apologize. I thought we had like two laps to go there last lap, but we got 2 laps to go now as they're heading down the backstretch. Bobby Terrell trying to break the draft, going down low and coming back up high, coming down turn number 3 as Stefan Marinak using below the white line to try to get as much grip as he can coming off turn number 4.
Stefan Marinak's just trying to get that car to turn. Bobby Terrell is also a little tight too, but further back you got David Lanza on the inside of Rhett McBride. Mark Bratcher is trying to block Clint Monahan a little bit as the white flag is now out. 1 lap to go. Now, if somebody wrecks, there is going to be no caution. It is race back to the line time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're 2x2 right now for third place as Rhett McBride is under pressure from David Lanza. But up front right now, Bobby Terrell is really trying hard to keep Stefan Marinak behind him as they come down turn number 3.
Oh! As Stefan Marinak is going to throw it in the corner, and Stefan Marinak just got loose, hit the outside wall, as he's going to go all the way back as he's still flipping and they're still wrecking. Bobby Terrell is going to come off of turn 4. He's going to get his 7th win here in the Asphalt Assault Series. Stefan Marinak is going to go from 2nd all the way to the back of the pack. So unfortunately, points-wise, that's really what Bobby Terrell was looking for. So good day for that crew. Unfortunate day for Stefan Marinak. He went for it all.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about mistakes earlier in this race, and we kind of said how Stefan Marinak, he's been making minimal mistakes throughout this entire season. Unfortunately, that was just a real bad mistake for him, as just trying to go for it all here at the Brickyard.
Well, and at the same time, too, you got to remember that Stefan Marinak has a full race lead on these guys, so he can kind of take a risk like that, but you don't want to do that all the time, so that's going to be a huge hit in the points.
Yeah, absolutely, but there's really 3 racetracks you should do that at, and this is actually one of them. This is one of those tracks that that is very, very famous, and you want to win here at IMS.
As we're going to take a quick commercial break, when we come back, we're going to have the top 3 finishers here for interviews.
User was moved to your channel.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Welcome back here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As we bring you back, we're looking at the replay of Bobby Terrell and Stefan Marinak, as Stefan Marinak threw it in too deep. Bobby Terrell kind of set sail, finished first, crossed the start-finish line. So unfortunately, a little dicey moment there between Bobby Terrell and Stefan Marinak, but Bobby Terrell went clear sailing out there. As of that, now I'm down on pit road, caught up with the 3rd place finisher, Mark Bratcher. Mark, tell us about your night.
It was a good night. The 38 Zlupid Recycle Center Chevrolet run really good tonight. It was solid. The setup was really good. And, a lot of good racing. So we just kind of we got to run up front for a little bit, and just kind of held on there to the end. And there at the end of the race, we just kind of started really running it hard and saved our stuff, and a little bit of pit strategy put us up in the front because our qualifying efforts were poor tonight. So once we got up to the front, it was a lot of fun.
I know with these bigger tracks, especially with Indianapolis, is you got to deal with the draft, and you have to deal with when somebody's tucked up right behind you. It gets you pretty loose. Tell us how that affected you throughout the night.
Yeah, tonight I didn't feel the looseness that normally comes with this car. Tonight the setup really felt like it was in the track. It was a little bit loose on exit naturally, but there was a lot of close racing tonight, and I didn't really get that snap loose when the guys were on on our tail, so it wasn't too bad. We could go in and drive the car and drive it hard and put yourself in position, and the guys that were in front of me, I tried to do some aero loose on Lanza and some of them guys, because they were fast and it was hard to pass. So, and then we didn't have that element in the race tonight. So, it was just kind of ride and hope the guy in front of you made mistakes and then capitalize at that point.
You guys get a caution with 5 laps to go. You basically have or actually with 8 or so, and you have a 5-lap shootout. What's going through your mind at that moment?
Are we going to make it? Because, the top, I'd say the top 8, we were all running really hard and side by side. In fact, my teammate, and I think it was Lanza, it wasn't Lanza, it was Matt Lacrosse. We were 3 wide through turn 2 and held it, and it was great, and to be able to race the guys like that. So the guys up front, for the most part, we all raced really clean, and we were able to push and draft down the straightaways, and it was just a lot of fun tonight. I mean, I think that the setup was really good and made for some good racing. So it was all about track position tonight. Fuel strategy was out the window with the cautions, and it was just good hard racing there at the end.
I know you got a lot of stickers on the side of that car. Tell us who makes it happen for you.
Zalupit Recycling Centers. I want to thank my teammates Clint Monahan and Rhett McBride. Those we work really hand in hand together on these cars, and thank everybody back at the shop that putting these cars together for us, and I appreciate all the guys at RSR HD Radio Network, ETV, all you guys in the booth that put the show on for us. You guys do a really great job in the booth, and we appreciate you guys each and every week, but hands down to the guys in the shop who built a really fast race car for us tonight.
It was Mark Bratcher that he came home third tonight as Kyle is caught up with your second place finisher, David Lanza.
Yeah, I'm down here with Pit Road with David Lanza with this 33 car, and David, second place finish, not too shabby here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
No, all things considering, it's a pretty solid finish. That last restart, I got a terrible start, and it kind of slipped back to, I don't know, third or fourth. And me and Rhett, we had a good battle going there. That was a lot of fun. We were both racing each other very clean and side by side. I mean, I had a blast.
Yeah, definitely talk about that. That racing with Rhett McBride. It seems like you two were this magnets, and these guys were just racing side by side, lap after lap, and you guys couldn't seem to get away from each other.
Yeah, no, the setup was really good. I mean, it allowed for good racing like that. Wasn't sure in practice. It seemed a little loose and wasn't sure what it would be like with the car on the side of you, but it didn't snap it around, so it allowed you to race side by side, which was awesome. It actually felt better, I think, man. When I was by myself, I got a little loose a couple times, but not once with any cars around me. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, speaking of that, you're 14th in the point standings right now with 30 points behind 10th place. I know you missed a couple races there, but is the top 10 in the points kind of like your goal right now, or what are we looking for in this for the rest of the season?
Yeah, as long as I can get some solid finishes like this, points will take care of themselves. I should be there in the hunt come towards the end there.
Absolutely, and then who makes it happen for you?
Oh, I got to thank my teammates right off the get-go. Glenn Campbell in tonight. Chad, he's not in tonight, and Guy Schneider. You guys there at ETV, you guys do a great job. Real sim racing, and we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for Inside Sim Racing. And Hippie Paint Shop for doing phenomenal paints on the cars.
Yeah, absolutely. These cars look amazing. Speaking of some amazing cars, I believe, Kyle, you have the winner of this race, Bobby Terrell, down there in Victory Lane. He's getting a little antsy. I think he wants to come out of that car.
Yeah, as I'm down here in Victory Lane as Bobby Trail's climbing out of his car. Bobby, wow, what a finish there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Stephen was coming. I was just being too conservative on that last restart. I should have just went, and I was just kind of laying back a little bit, and I shouldn't have been.
Now, basically through the first 3 quarters of the race, it looked like it was just you and CJ LeVere just dominating, and then CJ LeVere got that speeding penalty. What was going through your mind when you saw him get basically all the way from first all the way back to 24th?
Yeah, I mean, early in the run, I mean, I knew who the top 5 guys were, and Rhett was running good. David come up there right at the last, and like I said, CJ and Stefan both. We ran around in the top 5 all night. So, and I figured, I felt like I was better on longer runs. I was taking care of my stuff, and I thought if it come down to the end that I probably could get CJ, but he had the track position, of course, and then he got that penalty on speeding. But that gave me a clean track, so I just took off from there.
Now, you guys got a lot of cautions at the end there, and then especially with that last caution, what was going through your mind when you saw that come out?
Yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't wanting the cautions at all. I mean, I like them to go real, green. I just I do better on longer run stuff. Just taking care of my stuff, and I just do better. And so I wasn't wanting the cautions at all.
I know you got a lot of stickers on the side of that car. Who makes it happen for you?
I'd like to thank you guys, ETV, for doing this, Inside Sim Racing for sponsoring it, Real Sim Racing, Muscle Milk, of course, Hippie's Paint Shop, Derek Spear Designs. I'm sure I left somebody out, but just thank everybody.
Well, that was your winner of tonight's race. Well, Kyle, next week we go road course racing at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching these guys on a road course. But today, at Indianapolis, a lot of great excitement, a lot of side-by-side racing, a very, very good finish. Overall, just a good night. But hey, if you guys want to pump up your league and take your league to a whole nother level, you guys got to get your races broadcasted by ETV Live. We are the only simulation auto racing broadcasting company since 2008. We have produced over 700 shows for over 220,000 viewers. ETV Live has pioneered and engineered some of the best innovators in online autosport broadcasting. With 3 pricing packages available, you gotta book your events today. The industry experts ETV Live is the only choice. Please contact us at etv-eplay.net or etvlive@etv-eplay.net. ETV is the only choice for broadcasting.
Well, like I said, next week we're off to Watkins Glen. Congratulations once again for Bobby Terrell for bringing home his 7th victory in the Asphalt Assault Series presented by Inside Sim Racing TV and also Derek Spears Designs. For myself, Kyle Peddle, Kyle Lent, in the booth, up pushing the buttons, JD and Laura. From all of us here at ETV Live, good night.